Do you want to experience a state where you're so deeply immersed in the work that time flies away, where your performance goes through the roof and you're in the total state of joy and bliss? Yes, there is a name for that state, and that's called flow state. It is also known as runner's high, being in the zone, peak performance. If you're serious about personal growth, productivity, peak performance, then this video is solely for you. In this video, I'll be talking about what is a flow state, how does flow state arrives, what is the confirmation that you are in the flow state, 7 traits, I'll be talking about that here, and finally, how the neuroscience is talking about the flow state, what happens in the brain when you're in the flow state, and lastly, what are the 3 things that can invite flow state into your mind, and what are the 7 steps so that you can enter the flow state more often in life. Are you excited? Let's get started. Hi, this is Bathla. I'm an author of 22 books and a founder of Author Freedom Hub. I've sold close to 1 lakh copies in the last 3.5 years, and I have a community called Author Freedom Hub where I have 1,000 plus members who are writing books, publishing books on their own in a self-published manner, right? So let's get started, and let's start with the definition of flow state. The definition of flow state is such an optimal state of consciousness where those are the highest moments of total absorption in the activity in such a way that we lose our own sense of existence. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi is considered as the founder of the flow psychology. There's a wonderful book, Flow, The Psychology of Happiness. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi has told about his experience about interviewing 8,000 people across the world who are nuns, monks, who are mountain climbers, artists, writers, any kind of creative people. And he found that there are 7 traits in all these people which emerge when they are into the flow state. Do you want to know about those states? These states will confirm that when you are in the flow state or not. Number 1, you are completely immersed in the activity. If you are a dancer, dancer and dance becomes one. If you are a painter, painter and painting becomes one. You are so deeply immersed. There's a deep sense of ecstasy. Point number 2. Yes, you feel a deep sense of ecstasy within you while you're doing that activity. Next is inner clarity. There is a deeper sense of inner clarity in your mind that what you're doing is the right thing for you to do, right? And activity is doable. You know that activity is doable. It's not like impossible thing for you at the level of your current level of skill set and strength. You know that you have to stretch it, but you'll be able to do it. That's called activity is doable. Next point is there is a sense of serenity. You have a serenity in your mind that you are feeling totally, serene in your mind that yes, this is activity which gives you joy, fulfillment and bliss. And there is a timelessness. Time flies. You don't even realize that how many hours have passed by that you're doing those activities. Have you ever imagined those situations when you are doing something and you realize that, oh, I just started and it's lunchtime? Yes, those are the situations where timelessness arises. And lastly, intrinsic motivation, where the activity itself becomes a reward of its own. That's called intrinsic motivation, where we are not governed by some outside motivations like money, power, fame. Those are extrinsic motivation, but we are governed by the intrinsic motivation, right? So McKinsey has conducted a study, a 10-year long study in which it concluded that top executives in the corporate world increased their productivity 5 times than the normal people. Yes, imagine CEO going to office for 5 days and now in 1 day he can complete all the activities in the corporate world. That's a McKinsey report says that. And neuroscience is talking about this stuff, flow state. Flow state is not some esoteric or some woo-woo kind of concept which you should be just running away as a spiritual kind of stuff. No, it is proven by the science, neuroscience, that when you are in the flow state, the portion of the brain called dorsolateral prefrontal cortex, DLPFC, this is somewhere here, and this portion is the portion which is self-monitoring, which is self-doubting. It becomes silent. It doesn't judge you. So you are totally immersed in the work. That is, your DLPFC gets silent. Next is beta waves. Beta waves normally run when you are too busy in doing some work, when we are cluttered. These waves are, we have 5 types of brain waves. Beta waves are somewhere between 12 to 32 hertz in frequency. So now in the flow state, your brain waves shift to alpha state, where it is like alpha and theta state, where it is less than 8 hertz, right? So this is second point. And also brain chemicals which generate happiness. There are 5 types of chemicals which are released when you're into the flow state. 5 chemicals. Yes, these are endorphins, neuropinephrine, serotonin, anandamide, dopamine. All these chemicals are released from the body, from the brain, when you're in the flow state. So if you want to really be happy while doing the work you are doing, then flow state is the way to go. Now, I would ask you to type in the comment box below, have you ever experienced such kind of state in your life where you are into that kind of state of total flow, bliss, fulfillment? Just pause this video and type in the comment box, and how did you feel in that point of time? Whether you were more productive, whether you did a lot of activities in that particular period, whether you were high performer, peak performer, type in the comment box below so that other people could learn about that, right? Okay, now let's jump into the next segment where I'll be talking about three strategies to invite flow state into your mind. Yes, number one strategy is focus on the important activity for longer hours. Yes, research has shown that if you spend around 90 minutes on your most important activity in a totally undistracted manner, in a full focused manner, you will be getting more done in that activity, because often we keep on switching between the activities, this activity, that activity, and there is attention residue which remains in the activity which you leave in between. So around 90 minutes of long-term focus in some activity gives you a longer vision where you can complete the task in a much focused way. There is a wonderful application called Pomodoro Technique, in which there is a timer of 25 minutes where you do focused activity, and 5 minutes there is a break for just rejuvenation. That break doesn't mean that you have to look at the social media post or Facebook or Instagram. No, it's a total relaxation. You just go into walking or doing some kind of stretch. 25 minutes you could have like 2 stretch of 25 minutes in together, like 50 minutes, and then 10 minutes break. That's how the Pomodoro techniques helps you to build longer focus. Cal Newport has wonderfully stated that focus is the new currency in this time and age. Time is important, but focus is more important. Here's a wonderful formula to create high quality work. High quality work, as per Cal Newport, who is author of Deep Work, he stated that high quality work is produced by number of hours spent multiplied by intensity of focus, right? And often, we are giving more time to the activity. Our work expands in the proportion of time we allocate to them. That's called Parkinson's law, where our work expands in the proportion of time we allocate to them. So if we allocate less time to some activity, we will become more focused, right? So that is number one, focus for longer hours of time. Second is cutting distractions significantly. Yes, focus, the biggest enemy of focus is distractions, and in this today's time and age there is too much distraction, there is too much information overload, there is too much distractions out there. There is a study conducted in which it was shown that the kind of information which was put on internet from the start of civilization till 2003, that amount of data is put on internet in a matter of just 3 days today. What a irony. And there is another study conducted by Microsoft Corporation sometime late before, in which it was shown that human beings' attention span, short-term attention span, has even become lesser than the starfish. Yes, this species has an attention span of 9 seconds, and humans' attention span, short-term attention span, has reduced to 8 seconds thanks to our beeps happening at social media, at Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. Yes, there are a lot of people, running behind our attention. So there was an interview conducted Netflix, and it was asked, what are your biggest competitor? The question was asked by some reporter, and he was expecting that he will be talking about the name of some big companies like Google, Facebook, or other companies, but he said that these name, of course, but he said that sleep. Imagine, sleep of human being is the competitor of Netflix, because they all want your attention, right? And that attention you could use in building bigger focus and inviting flow in your life. And that flow is something which will make you ultimately very happy, because you will start to love your work, you will start to get proficient in the work you do. Yes, right? Next is the last point, how to invite flow. You have to have a fine balance between skills and the challenge ratio. See, enjoyment happens at the level of the borderline of boredom and anxiety. Let me explain that way. When your skill set level is more than the challenge which is coming to you, if skill set is more, challenge is less, then you feel bored. You feel like I already know how to do it, so you feel bored. But if your skill set level is lesser than the challenge, then you get anxious. Now, flow arrives when these things are almost like nearby. It means you should stretch yourself, but not that much that you snap yourself. So there is a thin line, borderline balance where you can invite the flow into your life. Lastly, who doesn't want to have flow more often in their life? I will be telling you 7 steps which needs to be implemented by you, and try to implement this after watching this video. These 7 steps are: number 1, choose the work you love. Yes. Number 2, choose an important task which really matters to you, because your mind will be then focused more on that. Number 3, make sure it's challenging. Make sure it's challenging, but not too hard. Yes. The level of skill set and challenge, as I explained earlier. And next is find your quiet and peak time. Each of us has different time zones where we work more efficiently. Some people work very good at morning time. Some people work very well at the evening time, night owls. So choose your peak time and do the quiet work. And next point is clear away all distraction. In that time when you're wanting to invite the flow zone into your mind, then please clear away all distractions. Keep your computer away from you. And when I say computer, it's mobile phone also, because mobile phone is not less than computer these days. And if you are keeping that mobile phone close to your body all the time, then you are basically distracted all the time. So maybe keep the phone away in a different room. That will be good strategy. Next is learn to focus on the task for as long as possible. The more longer time you spend, our mind will try to find distractions, but yes, difficult tasks spend longer time, you'll be able to produce more. If you're a writer, if you force your mind to think clearly and write for a longer period of time, you will build creativity. And lastly, but not the least, keep practicing. Practice is the mother of any skill. So if you want to invite flow in your life, do this practice. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to know more about these kind of strategies, I have a complete section of the flow, psychology, neuroscience, how to do it more in my book, Trigger High Performance. I posted the link of that book below this video. Grab that book and you will be excited to learn how to become a high performer in all areas of your life. That's what the book is all about. And if you are someone who is a writer, who wants to become a writer, want to publish a book, then I invite you to join my webinar or the free training below. Click on the link. The links are pasted below, where you can join the community of aspiring authors who can support you, cooperate you, and you can learn all these skills of writing a book, publishing a book, and becoming a best-selling author at Amazon. So that's all for this video. Please like, comment below this video, and don't forget to share with as many people as you want, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell so that you get more and more such helpful videos coming to your inbox. With that, take care. God bless you. Bye-bye.